People always plan for their weddings, and that is why they go for the best wedding planners, so that the wedding planners can really help them to achieve a perfect day, that everything will go in the way and manner they actually expected. Okay, but they always ignore to plan about the marriage itself when they go into. Now, they ignore to plan for their marriage, and that is why you see most marriages that kept people talking, those marriages don't even last the way and manner we expect them to. And that is because they are doing something wrong. And what is that? They are answering a question that is less important, and that question is, they ask themselves how much they love the person they want to get married to, thinking that is what is important. But what is important is this: they are supposed to ask themselves how they are going to live, how they are going to manage themselves, how they are going to survive after love in the marriage. Because marriage all the time is not about bread and butter. There are moments that marriage will be so bitter, you will even regret why you were even married in the first place. And so when those times comes in your marriage, how are you going to survive? How are you going to manage yourself? That is the question that is so important, that people are always ignoring. And that is why this video is here for you. I want us to look into the 5 things that are so important that you must do before you say I do. And if this is what you really have interest in, I want you to stay hooked with me until the end of this video, because you won't regret having a date with me today. Okay, now let's dive in. The first thing that you must do before you say I do is for you to really know yourself, know who you are. Most of us, we don't really know who we are. We've not looked within to really know who we are. And so that is the first thing you must do. Know who you are, so that you will not go into a marriage and then lose who you are for someone else. Okay, know who you are. Know what you like, know what you don't like. I mean, know what triggers you, what gives you insecurity, what makes you unhappy, what makes you happy. Know about yourself, study yourself. What are those things that used to really make you to be provoked? Where is the place that someone will touch you that you can't really endure? Know all those things about yourself, so that when you go into a marriage, you will be able to survive. Your marriage will be fruitful because you know yourself very well. Okay, and that is because when you go into marriage, you want to live, you want to be living, sleeping and waking up, dwelling with someone that is different from you, someone with a different background, someone from a different family. You understand? Sometimes different tribe, or even if it is the same tribe, you have different beliefs. You understand? And so you have to really know yourself, what you tolerate, what you can't, so that when you go into marriage, since you really know whom you are, you wouldn't go into marriage and then be someone else. Identify your identity, so that you go into a marriage and then you don't lose whom you truly are. Okay, now the second thing that you must do in order for you to strive well before you say I do is this: you really need to heal from whatever that you are bringing in. Yes, you really need to heal. You cannot come into a marriage with your wound, with your hidden wounds, thinking that you marrying the person will make you to heal. I want you to know that marriage is not a healing center. It's not an hospital or a spiritual ground where you come with your illness and then you are expecting to be healed. And so you have to heal from whatever you're supposed to heal from before you step into marriage, so that you will not come into that marriage with how the next person treated you, because you had several heartbreaks. If you've not totally healed from it, it is going to affect you in your marriage. Why? If you come with those wounds are not going to come into the marriage, and then they will be silent, or they will disappear. They can get worse, because if you are just triggered, if you are provoked, maybe your partner made you to be angry, or you are in a state where so many things are in your head and you are not happy, that is your moment of silence. Meaning, those wounds can be refreshed, and then it will affect your marriage. And so you don't have to come into your marriage with those heartbreaks, with the abuses you've had previously before you got into the marriage. And so whatever you are healing from, you really have to heal from it before ever you say I do. And that is because when you go into marriage, they are going to multiply, they are going to increase. And so you really need to heal. You can't bring your past into your present. And if you do, it is really going to affect you, because the present is new and the past is old. You understand? Now, the third thing that you must do before you say I do is you really need to have hard discussions. Yes, you really need to have a hard discussion with your partner before ever you say I do. Tough discussions like, how many kids are you people going to give birth? Will you accept family and friends to come and stay with you in your house? Your finances, how are you going to manage? Because when you marry, your husband and you become one. And so you are supposed to plan and do things together. And so before ever you say I do, you have to know how you are going to manage your resources together. How are you going to manage your resources? The responsibilities. Who will do this and who will do that? How can you support? How can you assist? A lot of tough decisions that you people need to make before ever you can say I do. Because if these are not clearly discussed and you don't have these hard discussions with this person, and then you say I do, every day is going to be from one fight or the other. I have heard of couples complain that my partner is not supportive. You really need to ask your partner before you say I do, what is the person's love life? How much do the person love sex? How many rounds is the person ready to go a day? You need to know all this, because, for example, you don't have this tough discussion about sex. How many times you people can do it in a day or a week or a month? It's going to give you problem, because if you're someone that don't really love sex, and then you say I do to someone that sex is like food to the person, that the person has the stamina to go for as many times as they want, guess what? Is going to bring a lot of problem in the home. And so before you say I do, you really need to discuss this hard discussion with your partner to know if you are really going to say I do. Because there is a way the hard discussion will go. You will know that it is a no-go area for you to say I do to the person. And so these discussions, if you avoid them and you say I do, you will rush out of that marriage. And so if you are this type that don't love divorce, if you are this type that want to marry one man and have your children with the man, or you are a man, you want to have a wife and then have all your kids with your partner, you need to have this hard discussion with your partner before ever you say I do. It is very important so that problems will not come here and there. Now, the fourth thing that you really need to do before you say I do is this: check compatibility, not just chemistry. Yes, don't just say I have feelings for this my partner, and so because of how I feel, maybe he makes you to laugh, and so because whenever he's around, it makes you to laugh, you feel lively, so you people discuss freely, you feel that is enough for you to say I do. No, that is not enough. It is not all about how you feel towards your partner. It is about compatibility. Are you people compatible? Can you people stay together? Are you ready to wake up every day seeing this person? Will you be able to live with this person every single day? Will you be able to tolerate the person's excesses? How are you going to manage each other? How did the person use to make decisions? Is the person hot-tempered? Can you live and manage someone that is hot-tempered? Is this person a womanizer? Can you be able to cope up seeing your partner always carrying other women around? Are you people compatible? What is your belief? Did you have similar belief system? You understand all these things you need to know. What is the person's belief? The person's culture. What did the person believe? The person's religion. What did the person believe? These are important questions you need to ask yourself so that you will know if you can be compatible with this person, if you can do things together, if you can coexist. When you ask yourself this question, you will know if you will be able to say I do to this your partner or not. It is not all about I feel this for this person, I feel that. It is marriage is more than feelings. It has to do with compatibility. It is very important. Now, the fifth thing that you must do before ever you say I do is you really need to be ready. You need to be ready. The fifth thing that you really need to do before ever you say I do is you really need to be ready to be committed and not just the feeling. Yes, you really need to be committed. Marriage is not like boyfriend and girlfriend. It's not just a casual relationship where you can say this person is doing like this, let me just walk it. Marriage is not something you stroll in and then you stroll out. A lot of things made the marriage to exist. You invited a lot of persons, maybe you even go further to do a court marriage, and so it's something you cannot just walk away like that. You can't just say I'm tired, you want to stroll out, and then when your temper comes down, you want to stroll in. No, marriage is not all about the feelings. I love this person. I love the way he's handsome, the way he has swag, his influence and affluence. It is not just about those things that make you to feel good about this person. It is about commitment. Are you ready to work to make sure that the marriage succeed? Are you ready to put in your best and all? Are you ready to sacrifice to make sure that the marriage works? Commitment, your time, your money, your energy, your all. Are you ready to give in your all into that marriage? Did you love this person enough to surrender, to give in your best, to make sure that the marriage works? If you are ready to be committed, if you will not be withholding anything from the marriage, then you are ready to be committed, and so you can say I do. It is very important to know that marriage is not all about somebody say the person have feelings for you, you too you have feelings, and then the person say, will you marry me? And you said yes. You say, I do know. It is not just like that. You need to do these 5 things I just shared with you before ever you can say I do to any, okay? And that is why I want you to know that marriage is not a reward for love, but marriage is rather a responsibility of love. Okay? Therefore, do not rush into a marriage just because the moment really feels right for you. And that is why a strong start really creates a stable future. And in everything, even in a building, the foundation, how strong is the foundation, is how the building will be strong. And so you need to really lay a good foundation by making sure that you do the 5 things I share with you in today's video, so that the future of your marriage is going to be stable. Now, I want you to really be honest with me in this moment. Do you really think that people actually prepare enough before marriage nowadays? I am asking this question because of the rate at which people really divorce. You understand? So please answer this question with all honesty. Now, the second question that I want to ask you is this. What is one thing that you really believe that people are really ignoring before ever they say I do? What do you think? Is that one thing that you feel people are always ignoring before they say I do? I want you to please drop your thought, your answer, in the comment section below. I will be glad to hear from you, and others watching this video too might go through it and also learn 1 or 2 things from your comments. And so it is important you drop your comments. I love to hear from you. This is Simplicity in Pic channel. Your growth is my priority. I am here because I know you are there. Until next time, I'll catch up with you in my next video. Don't go nowhere.